I'm underneath this 1980 Mercedes, and it's show and tell time again. I know if you've been following my videos, you say, Ken, I've seen this before. Well, I'm going to repeat it. There's nothing that works better for education than repetition, right? Well, sure enough, we put this thing up on the lift, and one of the first things I do is look at the FID. That's the fuel injection delivery system, which includes the fuel pump, fuel filter, accumulator, and the hoses. And sure enough, as I see with so many of them, look at this. This braided hose has started to weep fuel. And if I bend this, I bet you I can get this to rip. But I'm not going to do it now because I'm not set up yet to catch the fuel. So we're going to go ahead, and as long as we have to change the hoses, I have no idea how old the fuel pump is. Same with the filter. The accumulator, we'll test the accumulator when we get it apart, but we're going to go ahead and rebuild this FID system from one of my kits. Now I have kits from the 1970 all the way up to 1991 for these older Mercedes that use these types of pumps, filters, and accumulators. I'm going to show you how we do this without having to drain the fuel out of the tank. Notice the clamping tool that I'm using. It's got to be a good one. I'm going to clamp off that big outlet hose and then use a pair of wire cutters and cut off that clamp. Now we can get the clamping tool in there to wiggle on the hose, and we're going to have a plug ready here. Some of these hoses are just a pain to get off. You've got to really work it. I don't even know how you'd get this hose off without that special clamping tool that we build here in my shop. It's starting to come. Okay, you'll get to see a little bit of fuel leak out. We pull that off. And then we're also going to get fuel backflowing out of the fuel pump too. There we go. Now we'll get the plug and plug that up, and we won't have to worry about that dripping on us while we remove the FID. So about 2.5 hours later, the new FID is installed, and look at that. You'll have to say that looks pretty nice. We're ready to put the cover on it and fire it up and see how it runs. It certainly looks better than those old hoses and components we removed earlier. So if you're interested in one of these kits for your car, be sure and click on Show More below, and I'll give you links to every kit I offer.